Today I'm so excited because I'm inviting you to join us and see what really happens on a Hanukkah night in our Orthodox Sephardic Jewish home, including the lighting of the menorah, how and why we play with dreidels, what we eat, as well as a little Hanukkah home tour. And if you're new here, hi, my name is Sara Malka, and on my channel I share all facets of my Orthodox Sephardic Jewish life as a full-time working mom with small kiddos. So don't forget to leave this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Let me put on a pretty tichel and let's jump into it. Before we bring you to light the menorah with us, we have to prepare the house. Usually when you come in our house, this is what you would see. But for Hanukkah, we take out our Hanukkah decorations and decorate our home with items to commemorate this amazing season filled with the miracles of Hanukkah. While the girls and I decorate the house, let me answer a question you might have. Why or what do we celebrate on Hanukkah? We celebrate Hanukkah to commemorate that a small group of faithful Jews led by the Cohen or Jewish priest Matityahu and later his son Yehuda or Judah the Maccabee, they defeated the Greek army, one of the mightiest armies on earth, drove the Greeks from the land, reclaimed the Holy Temple, and rededicated it to the service of God. You would think that that would be a good enough reason to celebrate Hanukkah, but it goes further. When the Maccabees wanted to light the menorah of the temple, they miraculously found a single jar of olive oil that still had the seal of purity from the Kohanim or priest. The jar had only enough oil to light the menorah and sustain it for 1 day. So when they lit the menorah using that oil, the 1 day supply of oil, it lasted for 8 days, enough time for the new oil to be prepared under the conditions of ritual purity, which takes 8 days. To commemorate and publicize these miracles, the sages instituted the festival of Hanukkah. In a nutshell, the essence of the story of Hanukkah is whatever the situation, stand up for what is right. Never give in and change what you truly believe in to fit in. Never give up and never forget that with the help of God, everything is possible, even miracles. I don't know about you, but for me, these words are words to live by. What do you think? Once we are done decorating the house with the decorations, the children's menorah, and the menorah we collected over the years, we take out the menorah we will use for Hanukkah. The menorah, or some will call it the Chanukiah, can be made of any material, but it is recommended in general that it should be made of a noble material. The Hanukkah menorah has 8 main branches representing the 8 nights of the miracle of Hanukkah, and a 9th branch a bit separated from the others, and it is called the shamash or helper candle. The reason for this extra light is that we are not permitted to derive mundane benefit from the 8 Hanukkah lights, like using them for illuminating a room to be able to read, for example. Therefore, it is the job of the shamash to be the helper and provide us with light if we need it for some mundane purpose. In our Sephardic family, we only light 1 menorah for the family, but our Ashkenazi brothers would light 1 menorah per family member. On a side note, the shamash can be put in front or in the back of the menorah, depending on the family's tradition. The girls helped me prepare the menorah because we all want to participate in the mitzvah or commandment of lighting the menorah. Leah and Naomi add a piece of silly putty to the glass cup to make it hold better. And if you're wondering, this is silly putty and we buy it at the dollar store. The girls place their roll of silly putty on the glass cup to make it hold better. We use this same trick to make our Shabbat light hold better on our candle holders. Once the glass cups are secured, Leah prepares the floating wicks. You can find these types of wicks online or in any Jewish grocery stores. Some, like these one, come assembled, but we prefer the flower one to make our menorah even prettier. To make sure the Hanukkah light has the potential to burn for at least 30 minutes, which is the minimum time a Hanukkah light should burn to fulfill the mitzvah or commandment of lighting the menorah, Leah separates the strands of the wick, which will create a bright and beautiful flame that will consume the oil fully. Some people will use to light their menorah regular wax candles, but it is not our custom. We use kosher cold pressed pure virgin olive oil, the same kind of oil that was used in the Beis HaMikdash or Holy Temple at the time of the miracle. We also add some water at the bottom of the glass for it not to overheat and crack. We are going to add the floaters to the oil just before lighting the menorah. On a side note, we place our menorah in our main window facing the street to publicize the miracle of Hanukkah. The girls set up the table and make it as festive as possible, using a tablecloth with Magen David or Star of David, as well as placing the napkins in a Magen David shape, reminding us of the Star of David that could be found on the shields of the Maccabees while fighting the Greek army who took over the Beis HaMikdash. Here is how our house looks like now that the girls have decorated it. I don't know about you, but when a space is decorated in a certain theme, it really helps me feel even more the celebration at hand. And I really think that our children did a wonderful job, and I'm so proud of them. What do you think? Let them know in the comments below. Our children and I also created this hot cocoa bar in our foyer as a way to greet our friends and visitors in our own way, telling them with a hot drink and a snack, welcome home. We light our menorah at nightfall or at Tzet HaKochavim when the stars appear. We do not use a match or the shamash itself to light our Hanukkah lights. Our tradition is to use a beeswax candle to light our Hanukkah light, including the shamash. We are now all gathered around the menorah and ready to light the menorah. My husband will recite the first blessing.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam אשר קידשנו במצוותיו וציוונו להדליק נר חנוכה. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם שעשה ניסים לאבותינו בימים ההם בזמן הזה. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה.
My husband lights the first light placed to the far right of the menorah. Every night we add lights to the left of the first light. When we light the menorah on subsequent nights, we will always light left to right, starting by the latest light we added to the menorah for that night. After my husband lights the menorah, I will light a subsequent light, and during my lighting, I pray to God that the light and the miracles of Hanukkah will surround my family and all the people that I love all year long. To make sure that everyone can participate to the lighting of the menorah, every night one of the children will light one of the light of the menorah. Sometimes it's a light of the menorah, especially for our son that is older, and otherwise it's going to be the shamash. Once the appropriate numbers of light are lit on our menorah, we will praise God in different manners. The first one is הנרות הללו.
הנרות הללו אנו מדליקים על הניסים ועל הפורקן ועל הגיבורות ועל התשועות ועל הנפלאות.
We then recite the Psalms 30 and 91 to continue praising God. And finally, we sing Maoz Tzur. It is the highlight of the night for the kids and us, as it commemorates all the exiles Jewish people survived from and how we are blessed with the miracle of life, love, and closeness to God. Now it is time for me to bask in the light of the menorah, and usually I will sit in the sofa and look at the light of the menorah in my family and thank God for all He has given us. During that time, the children will change in their Hanukkah PJs. Since they were babies, my husband always takes all the children and read them a few pages of the story of Hanukkah. Even if they know the book inside out by heart, they never say no to that moment, as it is a time of love and closeness between them and their loving daddy.
A little baby brother would join.
After about an hour or so of being so close together and looking at the menorah, we will go and eat. It is customary during Hanukkah to eat food with a lot of oil to commemorate the miracle of the oil that happened during Hanukkah. This is why we eat not only latkes, pizza, but we also eat fried chicken, fried potatoes, fried veggies too. And on this night, we had fries with our sushis. After our meal, if we ate bread, we will add in our Birkat Hamazon, or grace after meal, a special passage called Al Hanissim. The same passage will also be added in our daily prayers. The passage of Al Hanissim, whether in the Birkat Hamazon or in our prayer book or Siddur, commemorates briefly the story of Hanukkah, and in it we praise God for all the miracles He made for us during that period of time. It is our family's tradition to have as a dessert after every single meal on Hanukkah a sufganiyot, or special stuffed donut. And if you want my recipes, I have left the link in the description box below and in the card above. After the meal is usually the time my husband and our son Mikael study together.
In the public domain, even ones that were declared honorable.
During that time, the girls will relax, reading a good book and eating some candies. They are so kind, they offer some to me too. It is also the time they can choose a suck donut. We prepare them for our guests and for our kiddos as a small gift for Hanukkah. And we have already made a beautiful video on how we made DIY decorations for Hanukkah, including these suck donuts, and I will leave the video link above and in the description box below. While everyone is busy studying or reading, I will do a quick cleanup of the kitchen. Once everybody's ready, we'll play endless rounds of dreidel or sevivon with our children. And if you do not know how to play, it is very easy. We use a dreidel or sevivon in Hebrew, which is a four-sided spinning top with the Hebrew letters Nun, Gimel, He, and Shin. These four letters are an acronym for Nes Gadol Haya Sham. A great miracle happened there. In our family, the currency we use when playing with dreidels are candies or these chocolate-covered coins. Some also call them chocolate geld, which means in Yiddish, money. We have them in dairy or non-dairy, depending if we ate milk or meat during the meal. Finally, we're ready to play. We make a circle, everyone has a pile of candy, and everyone puts one candy in the middle. Everyone takes a turn at spinning the dreidel. If the person lands on a nun, they get nothing. If they end up on a gimel, they get the whole pot. He takes half the pot. And as you can guess, the letter that is left is shin, and this is the kind of reaction when you get shin. Because you have to put one candy in the pot. The reason why we play on Hanukkah with dreidels is because the Greek armies of King Antiochus controlled the Holy Land and passed a series of laws forbidding the study of Torah and many of the mitzvot or commandments. The Jews were compelled to take their Torah learning underground. Therefore, the Jewish children resorted to learning Torah in outlying areas and forests. It is said that if a Greek patrol passed by, they would quickly put away their books of Torah and pull out their dreidel to play to explain to the guards why they were gathered. So Hanukkah dreidel games are a salute to these young Jewish heroes. After a wonderful night being together by the menorah, talking, laughing, studying, and connecting amongst ourselves and with God, thanking Him for all the miracles He gives us in our life, As the last Hanukkah light is slowly bowing down, it is time for all of us to go to bed so we can dream about tomorrow's magical night. Thank you for being here. It means the world to me. Know that in my book, you are part of the one I pray for when I light my Hanukkah lights. And if you're here until the end, please write in the comments, I love magical nights. So I know I was not alone. And if nobody told you today, know that you are loved and you are enough just the way you are. Until next time, stay safe, stay blessed, and don't forget to Frum it up.